We are following some big news tonight. The district is preparing to potentially put in place a new curfew for teens and kids this summer. This comes at the request of Mayor Muriel Bowser and Police Chief Pamela Smith, following a series of concerning meetups by young people in recent months. Rafael Sanchez Cruz joining us live from U Street. And Rafa, look, this is happening as summer break is set to start tomorrow afternoon here in D.C. There's a lot of concern about this. What are you learning?
Yeah, that's right, Simone. Right on time. This proposal is proposing a universal curfew that would go into place across the district that would start at 11 p.m. But in certain areas, including here along the U Street corridor, we're told they're considering special curfew zones where that curfew could go into place as early as 8 p.m. Following a series of massive youth meetups that have turned disruptive and even violent, the D.C. Council is now considering emergency legislation to implement an earlier summer curfew. This comes after Mayor Muriel Bowser had this message for parents.
They need to know where their kids are in the evenings, who they are with, and what they are doing.
The proposal establishes a universal 11 p.m. curfew every day through June, July, and August. Currently, the curfew starts at midnight during the weekend. Unlike the current curfew, this proposal would also include 17-year-olds. Mayor Bowser would also have the power to enact emergency curfews. Lastly, the D.C. Chief of Police would be able to establish what are being called extended juvenile curfew zones for 90 days.
We've had certain areas of the city that have become kind of hot spots for activity that is criminal in nature.
Ward 2 Councilmember Brooke Pinto, who introduced the bill, says U Street, Navy Yard, and the Wharf are under consideration for earlier curfews that could start as early as 8 p.m.
So that large groups of juveniles couldn't be in an area. Now, I do think it's important that this is a group. It's not one or two or three young people hanging out and enjoying the city. And I also think that we have to couple it with increased programming.
During the Memorial Day weekend, the Wharf already implemented a temporary youth curfew.
We're going to try to encourage them to leave, and if they choose not to, it could lead to an arrest of unlawful entry.
Chief Smith deemed the curfew a success. That weekend, 6 kids younger than 17 were arrested, and 13 curfew citations were issued, mainly on the U Street corridor. Now, Mayor Muriel Bowser has sent a letter to the D.C. Council Chairman Phil Mendelson to get this voted on as soon as possible. Now, as you mentioned, as you saw really on that graphic, initially this proposal was supposed to be in place for the months of June, July, and August. But Mendelson says there was a delay in filing this proposal, so the vote will have to be pushed for the next legislative session, which is scheduled for July 1st, Simone. Well, I'm sure there'll be a lot of people keeping a close eye to see how this all unfolds. Live on the U Street corridor, I'm Rafael Sanchez Cruz. Back to you.
Boy, no doubt, Rafa. I think at this point, people just want some tangible answers and some tangible action to keep them safe. Thank you.